Welcome everyone, Simon here from the Whales of Wall Street. Guys, how do I put this? So this is actually a warning video first of all, before I go into the rest of this Proton video. If you haven't done so already, please make sure you access the area of the settings to make sure you take note of your private wallet address. Now, I'm going to explain my situation before you go ahead and do that, just in case you do something similar and you can maybe prepare before doing so. So obviously the web.auth app has come out for Proton, the second wallet. No idea why they opened up a second one, but here we are. So of course, naturally, I have gone to download this app, and it asks for login of the previous private address. So I thought, okay, I will go onto the Proton wallet and get that. Now, just to remind you, I got a new phone the other day and wiped the old one. So I'm having a bit of trouble last few days. I mean, not too much trouble. It's, setting up the exchanges again and having to do IDs and stuff, because for some reason my iCloud didn't pull over every single bit of information required, and including the fact I didn't stupidly export my Google Authenticator details. So I had to set all that up again, but that's fine. No harm, because I managed to recover everything. But with Proton, iCloud has not transferred or saved my private key. I can't for the life of me find my 12 words. So hopefully they'll turn up. I do have a batch of them here that I need to go through, and I haven't stupidly labeled which one's for which. Me being in a rush, whether I'm doing videos or something, or just, as you're out and about and you're like, oh, I need to get this, you write it down and then you don't do it properly. But generally speaking, probably a majority, I'd say like 90% of my portfolio, I've got it very, very well categorized. But this one, I don't know. So now, I've got a load of money in Proton staking as well, as you know. I've shown you many videos, and so I can't get access to it. And I'm not sure if there's a way around it. There's a lifeboat section on Proton. I don't know if that's possible or not. Maybe they can, maybe they can't help me. That's I guess the beauty of decentralization, in the sense that it's so secure. There's no way you can recover things if you don't look after your own responsible assets, right? So I'm kind of mixed with my thoughts and opinions right now. I'm trying to keep calm. Obviously, I see the positive in the sense that the mechanism of security works. But on the other side, I'm sort of sat there going, okay, yeah, it's my fault, obviously, for not recording things properly. And to be honest, I don't think, and I'm looking at a few articles here on Reddit, apparently there's, it's well known in the Proton community and also Proton team that it's perhaps not the best intuitive way they go about telling you that you must take note of this private key or this, that, and the other when you're setting up. Obviously, your phrases, which again, as I said, I'm sure I've written down somewhere. It's very unlike me to not have written them down somewhere or in my usual places, so I need to triple check those. But for the private key, from what I remember, I don't remember being asked to save that. And the only reason I've come across needing to find it or even know that it was there in the first place, like I said, was because of this web.auth app, web authenticator app that Proton have brought out. So there's a couple mix of things here that I want you guys to think about. Whether you're changing a phone, make sure everything's like not even backed up with iCloud. Just make sure it's manually done, or you've done your due diligence and saved all your passwords and codes and phrases and stuff when I'm talking about crypto and stuff here. So that's one thing. And of course, with the Google Authenticator, if you've got like for exchanges and things like that, definitely make sure you export that properly. But if you are a Proton holder like I am, you're thinking about this other app, obviously make sure that you're doing that. But also, if you're thinking of changing phones, or you've done that recently, you've still got your old handset that's still accessible without having wiped it, it may be a good idea to check that out as soon as possible, and not make the mistakes I'm doing. So hopefully you guys have learned something out of this, as I have. I wouldn't say I'm happy. I'm quite calm in this situation, and hopefully can get some kind of resolution. I don't know how. I'm probably more angry as well that I've lost all the potatoes that I put on the NFT marketplace. So Peter the Potato is probably going to be an extremely rare edition, by the way, so go and buy them. I won't see any of the funds from it at all because I can't get in the wallet, but go and enjoy yourselves nonetheless of downloading Peter the Pebbles, sorry, not potatoes. What am I talking about potatoes for? Pebbles, Pebble Pals. Go and download our potatoes, Pebbles, whatever. Who cares anymore? I can't even get in my wallet. So that's what I thought I'd bring to your attention. But for the sake of those that do have their wallet still, or indeed interested in getting XPR, don't be put off by my stupid mistakes and maybe the potential faults of Proton's setup process, possibly. I'm trying to shift the blame if I can. But here's the XPR Proton chart right now, guys. Now, obviously, we've had the fair chunk down. We covered that in the previous video. I think about 72% reduction to this lower point here. We hit one of our buy points. Can't believe it. Doesn't matter anymore. So now we've had this tail up, which is very nice to see. I do anticipate that we might have a bit of a wave pattern here before we start tailing this back up properly with Proton. Now, I'm in two minds right now. If I can't get a resolution in the next 24 hours, I'm probably just going to buy up the Proton that I originally invested in. Now, to be honest, like, it is a lot of money in the sense, like, you can never put a value on money because people's perceptions are different, but I probably had like, I don't know, $200 in there. It's not gigantic in the grand scheme of things. I'm sure where crypto and stuff is going is still frustrating, but I was still up a very nice amount. According to my coin market cap, even just from the positions of where I was buying them around these sort of positions, I think it was looking at something, it's quite healthy. I think it was about 86% up. So I think that's quite good. And $100 up or whatever after the accumulation of other things. But I'm talking about my initial investment at 200. So hopefully I can recover that, and I might do that very immediately because I do think we're at the lower regions of where we should be with XPR. I can't see us coming down to these lower regions. Maybe we might do in the winter market. I'm not sure, but I still think there's gigantic gains to be made with XPR in this coming bull run. Certainly up to those kind of higher levels of 5 cents. And I do actually believe as well that we will definitely at some point, hopefully in the next few months, get to those previous all times of 10 cents. So I'm sort of sitting there in two minds. If I can't get a resolution, I'm going to have to set up another account. Be or end all, it's done, dusted, whatever. I mean, I've got a load of money out of the staking as well, which is a bit annoying. But I feel that even at these lower points, whether it happens in this bull run or in a few years' time, I think I can reset that self and appease myself in that aspect, albeit very, very annoying. But here we go. This is where we are, and the Proton chart is looking quite promising right now. Few indicators on the RSI here. Just to reiterate a couple of points. So we're in this like little buying momentum here right now. So probably about 5 or 6 days in a row of really good volumes coming in for XPR. A lot more belief, especially with the web.auth app release. So there's a lot of encouragement and excitement around that. We have on our doorstep the fiat ramping, and we still have the loan mechanism to come in as well. I thought that might have been out by now, but clearly that may be something that happens in Q1 next year maybe. You know, roadmaps are just penciled in, of course. They're a good guideline, but sometimes it just takes a bit longer. So we just have to appreciate that. So we're in a good positive momentum into a bullish momentum of XPR. We've already had the lower regions possible around this 34 mark in the 14-day. And we're now already tracking around 46. So in my mind, if I was an investor again into this, certainly I always look, as you know in my videos, especially on 14 days and for a 2-week sort of move. 40 is usually my first sort of tread in, where I then wait, okay, we're reducing the risk of it coming down further, but if it does, it's not going to be huge differences. But in that aspect as well, on the 28-day from a month perspective, if we do have a bull run coming in the next couple of months, these are really important strength indexes to consider. because, you know, from these points you can sort of activate in your mind. Yes, of course you can see it visually in a chart, but for me on the indicators, I know for a fact that over that 28-day period, if I was getting it right here right now at 45 as a recording, when we get to the 80s and the 90s potentially on the RSI, like we saw way back here, I mean, what's this back here, pretty much 85, 89, very top heavy on the lower regions of the MACD, of the RSI, sorry, even on the 90-day. So if you actually look at the 90-day coming back down here, back down to about 50, and now we're on still with that similar mark, it tells you in your mind that as those moments approach in the future, you know you've doubled or tripled your original position. So it's really interesting mark. Like I said, in the next 40 hours, if I haven't got a resolution or it's completely gone or I can't find my login details, I will just jump back in with this. I believe in the project. I'm not going to have sour grapes over this. Like, you know, it's mainly my fault. So I'm here for the community, more importantly. I think there's a lot of people out there that love this project, and what is to come. I think in general it's a fantastic wallet. Maybe they could have a separate mechanism in place, or make it really, really apparent that the lifeboat opportunity is there, or really emphasize that you must download or put somewhere your private key. I think that would be helpful, but hopefully they'll work on that maybe a bit more. You know what it's like, sometimes things are rushed, or sometimes like there's so many things now. Like I think I've got like 20 different wallets, all different pass phases, all different codes, and I try and use my ledger as much as possible. They all got different things. It is difficult, and I'm sure many of you can resonate with that, but it's a learning curve, you know. And in a few years time, I'm sure I'll look back at this, probably the price of XPR will be massive, and I'll just think of those crazy XPRs that I've got on my account that's just stuck in staking, and goodness knows how many there will be in there by that time. But that's XPR right now, guys. Like I said, I think we're probably getting into this phase now of the middle marks of the RSI, so we could have a bit of a, like I said, a bit of a wavy pattern here, a bit of stabilization, confirming new levels of support. Because from back here in October, we've kind of been in a price discovery aspect, other than obviously the previous mark. But there's really not a lot of touch points and data to emphasize that it should be up in these regions of 3 or 4 cents immediately right now. So we have to stagger ourselves up to those levels again, and we're really testing these regions of resistance that we saw previously. So it's really healthy, and I do think that Proton will have a bit of a stabilization effect over the next couple of weeks, and hopefully we can pull it up. And I'm sure as well, with the announcements of the other things, the other elements in the roadmap coming, that will help it along as well. So guys, let us know in the comments below if you are holding XPR, what you're doing with it. Let me know if you've done anything like I have in a stupid fashion of losing passwords, whether it be for Proton or other ones, or stories that you've got. It might make me feel better, it might not, it might just infuriate me even more. But either way, guys, we will be back in a few days time with another awesome XPR video update. Take care, guys. Bye bye.